World Press Conference to appeal for calmness pending the outcomes of the judicial panels of inquiry and for understanding and cooperation between citizens and the armed forces in order to preserve national peace. With the ongoing inauguration and commencement of hearing at respective judicial panels of inquiry to investigate the recent crisis that almost plunged our country into a spiral of decadence and decline with ratcheted tensions, we like to appeal for calmness and also to remind ourselves that the world is watching out for the verdicts on the various episodes of the crisis. One of such curious episodes, which must not be swept under the carpet, is the Lekki Gate incident. As watchdog of society, we are very concerned and we will be keenly monitoring the transparency of the proceeding of the panel of inquiry set up by the Lagos State government, as well as the objectivity with which expert information, forensic and ballistic examination, gathered intelligence will be analyzed, processed, and report in hope that the entire truth around the circumstances would be unraveled. We hence call for calmness, peace, and peace until we get to that bridge. We reassure the world that as civil society, we shall not rest on our oars once the report is out. Any parties indicted must face the full wrath of the law. If any military or security personnel is found wanting or is found of any act of misconduct, such a personnel will be decisively and appropriately dealt with. If any governmental or non-governmental organization is found to have distorted or monitored facts in order to incite violence or to inflame tempers, such an organization must be labeled as an enemy of the state and dealt with decisively. If any media organization is found liable of perverting or altering or even infractions and arbitrations of professionalism, such media organization must be charged for attempting to incite a full-scale civil war. If any individual or group is found to have given out information that is baseless, unfounded, and lacks merit, veracity, and authenticity, such individual and group will come under the full sledgehammer of the law. No one will escape justice once the reports of these panels are out. No one is above the law in this new Nigeria that we are all building. And no culprit, again, will escape justice. Therefore, we urge on everybody to remain calm and to maintain peace and peace until we get to the bridge and we receive the panel reports. But in maintaining this peace and calmness, we must not lose sight of our collective and common threat. These are those who have taken advantage of the crisis, who hijacked the crisis, and who are out to perpetrate mayhem, violence, pandemonium, confusion, destruction, and all forms of arson. We must identify them, because no society, no country will tolerate such obstinacy and utter delinquency. Not possible. And we will not tolerate that in our country. And to successfully do this, we have to do it collaboratively with our armed forces who have been out all this while to quell the crisis, who have been giving military aid to civil authorities at the time that the police and other internal security agencies were overstretched, especially when the police and our protesting youth appear to have some frosty relationship. We must see how we can succeed in this endeavor of working together with our armed forces to be able to preserve peace. And in so doing, we must see that the armed forces should not intimidate us, the citizens and the civil society. We also should not blackmail the armed forces. If we do that, and if they intimidate us and we blackmail them, we will not have a peaceful and a sane society that we'll all enjoy. There is a need for that harmonious cooperation between the citizens, civil society, and the armed forces at this point to be able to tackle and surmount our collective threat together. While we owe it a duty as citizens and as civil societies to be up in arms, to continue to be watchdog of society, to spot and to back at any societal ills, we expect our armed forces and the military to be resilient, to be redoubtable, and to be resolute in their commitment to preserve the territorial integrity of our country. Because the ultimate and supreme value of any nation is the well-being of our citizens and the strength of our armed forces. This value must not be eroded or compromised in Nigeria. We must resist the temptation of denigrating and stereotyping our citizens, no matter the urge. And we must also stop projecting gloomy portrait and cynicism about our armed forces as they undertake their constitutional role. If we citizens demonstrate utmost patriotism to our nation and our armed forces protect our territorial integrity with utmost decency and professionalism, we can all live in peace and harmony in a better Nigeria. Once again, we boldly reiterate that such a united, prosperous, and secure Nigeria is very possible and should be our collective heritage. Thank you very much, and may God bless Nigeria.